Friday, March the 31st, 2023, I posted 3,912 to the Anachronisms blog. It's called That Timeless Game. Suzanne sat at her back bay window contemplating the herb garden that shone like resplendent sea glass in the distance, well past the pasture filled with unbundled, newly cropped sagebrush-colored hay that was spread like a succulent summer camp between them. Beyond that was the mystical sun breaking from the earth like hot lava. The garden was hers. She'd cultivated so carefully each individual set of plants, gathered them from the corners of the world herself, bringing each seed, each sapling carefully back, like Jack's precious beans, to the only home she'd known for over 80 years. The garden had been her defiant act, her one undeniable scheme to somehow shake in some small way her destiny. It having been, up until the middle of her adolescence, her grandmother's swath of hydrangeas. In those days, her every thought was of exotic locales that were anywhere but here. She remembered dreaming at the once framed but now forgotten Golden Gate, to which she would eventually travel a revolutionary trip, from which she'd arrive home afterwards with such bounty that her garden grew fourfold in a singular season. And all simply thanks to the contents of the packed and soil-stained apron within which she had returned. She bent her head down as if in prayer and got lost. The leaves of fig strewn upon the table beneath her chin were the maps of her many journeys. She thought of how she'd had the hydrangeas demolished, her grandmother lying here in what was her bedroom, dying, and how she had known that scene was one of the last things her nemesis would see. The grass is always greener, she always thought, but not without an omnipresent air of revenge that swirled into and out of her nostrils, which were flaring out and folding to nearly closed at a much quicker pace than usual this evening. She reached for a leaf on the table, barely thinking of the traditional meal she had planned and had been preparing for dinner that evening, a meal that was never realized. The grass is always greener, she thought, slumped, her dead eyes filling just enough that there were two distinct drips that fell onto the leaf just below her pearl-laden neck.